Be clear on what you want. It's hard to build the life that you want if you can't clearly see it. So get defined. Figure out what your purpose is, your calling. And that vision that's loose, that's blurry, make it a definite picture. Make it super easy to see. So many people think they know what they want, but they truly don't. If you can't fully define it in depth and you can't even paint a picture of what it looks like through words, you'll never get it. But so many people, we want these things, but they're so loosely defined, or there's no substance behind them. We want a happy life. We want to be millionaires. We want to own a business. We want to have a happy family. All these things that sound good in theory, but why, what does $1 million mean? Okay, if I give you $1 million, like $1 million on the dot, then what? You want to be a business. Well, what business? What type of business? What industry? How are you going to start? Are you going to run it alone? Are you going to have business partners? Are you going to have employees? Like, nobody has anything defined. We just throw out these things. I want a happy life. Well, what does a happy life mean? What does that look like? What does a day in the life look like? What does a weekend in the life look like? What does your social circle look like? What does your relationships look like? But so many people, like I said, we just get in this habit of just saying we want this. But how bad do we want it? We want the dream body, but we also want the donuts, right? We also want to sleep in more. We also are so stressed from our job that we skip the gym. We want to start that business, but we let our job rob us of all our energy. Not saying that you shouldn't just quit your job, but like, how are you dedicating extra time, extra hours, extra energy to fund that business, to fund that dream? We want so many things, but we also combat it with other things, with our comfort zone, with our pleasures. Or we become double-minded. We want to be rich, but we chase all these different ideas and we don't focus on one single idea that might actually produce, that might actually monetize, that might actually make us rich. And then once we're rich with that one way, we can fund other ways. But we want to think that we're doing so many different tasks, so many different things, and it sounds cool, and we want to impress our friends and impress our coworkers and impress our family, but we're not really getting anything done. So it's time to get clear on what you want. Write it down, visualize it. Heck, like truly visualize it over and over and over, manifest it, affirm it, pray over it, and get to work on it and have it clearly defined. Now, I'm not saying like you can't pivot, you can't change an idea, you can't change the business plan, you can't change, the city you want to live in the future, but have it detailed as possible and then be flexible where you need to. But you need to have a actual vision that's clear. So many people have blurry visions. I want to be rich, I want to be happy, I want to have a family. Well, what does that really look like? And then what is the process to get there? What habits are you instilling? Are you being consistent in those habits? And then do you have a form of discipline that is leading the way to get you there? You want to be Mr. Olympia. Okay. Are you going to be consistent with your diet, with your exercise, with your training, with your sleep? And are you going to be disciplined over the next 5-10 years to get there? And so on. Do that with your mental health. Do that with that business. Do it with your career. Do it with your dating life. Do it with your family. Do it with your parenting. Do it with your spiritual walk. And actually lock in and get something done versus being so loose with it, being so blurry in the vision and not being clear defined of anything. You just say you want something, but then you don't ever do anything. You want to be rich, you want to be a millionaire, you want to start a business, and every day you wake up hating your life, hating your job, hating the day ins and day outs, and you're too tired, too busy, too exhausted to do the things you say you want. So you're going to live the life that you hate and that you despise, and you're not going to take the steps and do the action, do the habits that are going to actually get you towards the dream, the life that you want, the clear picture that you're trying to build. So it's time to lock in, build that vision, and actually get to work on it. This was Consistency Day 518. I hope you got something from this message. If you did, I encourage you to like, share, comment, subscribe for more. And other than that, I wish you all peace and blessings on the journey.